For the Aki model, you would go in and you would delete all of the body parts in here. I have the punk jacket as a separate item right now, but it is tricky. Yeah, it's a very roundabout way that you'd be able to do it, which is why I suggested, like I put in the suggestion channel, that they do like a body toggle, just like we had asked for like a bodiless toggle for the head. It would be kind of the same thing where you toggle the body parts off and you're left with the clothes that you can turn on and off. So what you would do is like you would go into each of these textures and just delete the body parts from it. And then you're just left with the clothes. And then what you would do is you'd go in here and just for funsies, we'll say this baseball cap, right? It would be the body of the model. You would line it up exactly how you want it to sit. And then you just double click and you pin it and you create a new scene and you make sure that the model part is there and the other model part is there and you would name it. And then it becomes a scene, just like this one's a scene. So it's a roundabout way that you would be able to do it until they maybe, I mean, they're so fucking smart with what they did with the API and the separate program that it doesn't seem impossible. I feel like they'd be able to figure it out. They're smart cookies. But what I wanted to show you was I'm going to take this outfit folder, which is just like the items that are in the 4K model. Yeah. I'm going to take this outfit and I'm going to add it into the Live 2D model folder. So I'm just going to paste that in there. So it's a Christmas outfit here, cookie. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look for the Christmas outfit, which it should be in here somewhere. I don't, there it is. Cookie. Okay. So this is what they gave us. Not this one, I should say. But in essence, this is what they gave us. It's its own. Hey, hi, Sweet Bean. I definitely recommend it. They killed it. But what I was going to say is they gave us individual models. Just for context, I would say that if you were to go into the Prism folder and you went into this folder, all of these are their own model, their own rigged separately models. Like insane. Hurts my brain that they would be able to do such a thing. But the reason I wanted to show you this, because it's its own thing, and I don't want you to have the cloud of what they gave us. I want you to understand what they did. They took these outfits essentially, and they gave it to us to add to the model and integrated it through their API. The reason I'm bringing this up is you can take those same items, all of these things, and put them in the Live 2D model, right? And you can go into your settings and you can make your own toggles like I did with the previous model. They took Moon's head, yeah. So if you wanted it to have two, like if you were to take the main outfit, you could theoretically put it in the Live 2D, set it all up, save it, make sure that you have like the no overlapping keys. Like you want to make sure that it's Alt-1 and the model itself that you'll be using doesn't have an Alt-1 keybind. So that's just something that you need to keep in mind if you were to go this route of editing the model. I think it's much easier to do it this way than to edit it as a item configuration. So I'll show you over here, because I already have them as items. I'm trying to find one that has a toggle. This one. So if you were to take this item right here and you were to click on it and you were to configure it, you have limitations of what you can do. You can't go in and make expressions and save them as a toggle. If you can, then it's just beyond my brain. The point where you could choose all the clothes you want, merge it to the custom, that'd be crazy. Boobs. So to go the route that they gave us limits you in that you can't make its own individual toggle, which, you know, it is what it is. They did the best to their ability with what they were given. But this, what I'm giving you is an alternative option to make it more streamlined, make it a little bit easier to use, because you can go in here and say, I didn't want this color. Instead of having to go into the expression and hitting the configure and let's see. You go to configure here, and then you have to click this, and you have to go in here and turn it on and off. That's a whole lot of extra steps when you could hotkey it to its own key binding. It's just a lot easier to do it that way. So my recommendation is to take those items and put them in as separate live 2D models. And say I made my edits to it. I would then go in here, make sure I saved all the expressions. I would take this Christmas outfit, this folder that I had worked on as a model. I would then go back in here, go into items, and I would paste it into here, replace. And now it's in here with the updated expressions and edits to it that have their own key binding that you'll be able to use instead of having to go that long roundabout way of doing it. I threw the hot body away. I did. So with that being said, I just wanted to give like a little crash course in how this works without the structure of Prism model. So now I'm going to switch over to actually talking about the Prism model and everything in it. So let's go ahead and go back here. And I'm going to go in here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick, do you want the 4K? Do you want the 2K? My computer can handle the 4K, so I'm going to take the 4K. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to the Stream Assets folder, and I'm going to go to Live 2D Model, and I'm going to paste it in here. It's really going to have no relevance to these ones. It's not going to conflict or anything, so you don't have to worry about renaming them. Oops, open paint, teehee. Now you're going to go in the Prism. You're going to go to the 4K because you have the 4K model, so you can use the 4K items if you want, or the 2K, it's up to you. So I want this one. You are not going to copy the 4K folder. You're going to open the 4K folder. You're going to select all of the folders that are in here, or just the ones that you want, up to you. And you're going to go to your Stream Assets folder. You're going to go to Items, and you're going to paste all of these items into this folder. Tommy Mommy in 4K, yeah. It's very important that you do not move the 4K folder. You want to individually add all of these folders into the items. So this is what it'll look like. It'll add all of these items in here. Okay, so just be conscious that you do not copy the 4K. You're going to take each individual folder and put in the items. So now I'm going to open this one, the 2.0. We're going to let it load. And now you're going to be like, holy shit, where's my body? Floating head incoming. Yeah. I'm just ahead and I'm empty. I get the model. That's okay. I'll send you the VOD so you remember. Okay. So you notice there's no body on here. What is the next step? So you're going to go back to your folder that you had unzipped. You're going to open the 2.0. In this first area here, you're going to see Prism Closet. This is the custom API that they made in order for you to use this model. Before I open it, I'm going to take you back into VTube Studio. You're going to hit the little gear icon for settings. You're going to go to the first gear icon. So this one right here. And you're going to make sure that Start API is turned on. This is the port that needs to be open in order for those two programs, VTube Studio and the Closet, to communicate. So now I'm going to go in here. Now that I know that it's open, I'm going to open the closet. And it's opening. Now, when this opens, I'm just going to move this to the side for a moment. You're going to notice that this pop-up comes up, Prism Closet, whoever Ryan is. You have to make sure that you allow it. Do not deny it. If you're ever curious about whether or not it is connected, you can go into your plugin configurations here. So I'm just going to, right here, plugin configurations and permissions, and you can see that it's connected and it's active. So that means that you're good to go. Nope. You would theoretically find a home for it somewhere, your documents folder, somewhere safe. It does not go into VTube Studio. I wouldn't put it in there because I don't know if like VTube Studio got an update and then maybe it accidentally erases it. So it's just kind of its own thing, like you're opening any other program on your computer. So you're going to find a home for it. So I'm going to go and bring this desktop it is. So I'm going to go into here. And before I start anything, I'm going to go to this gear icon in the top right corner. And this is the directory that makes sure that it's pulling the information that's in VTube Studio and also communicating with it. So there's two connections you have to make. You have to connect the API, and then you have to make sure that the folder is correct. So it's pretty good at detecting where it is. But if you don't know where to find it, instead of trying to look for it, you can just go into the top of this gear icon, open data folder, and there it is. That is the exact link that you need to put into that line. So just copy that. You're going to open Closet. You're going to hit the little gear icon. And if it doesn't match, you can just paste it in there, or you can hit open for the window and paste it in there, select folder. You're good. You have the connection. You have the directory set. So it should communicate with no problem to the model. So we are currently on this model. I'm going to move over to the clothing tab. If there's no icons in here, that means that something went wrong in the transfer, which is fine. Stuff can happen. I would recommend starting from scratch and making sure that your new 2.0 model folders are not in the items folder and they're not in the live 2D. Close everything out, move all the folders like I talked about before, and try to see if it'll connect again. If you're still having some troubles, I would recommend reaching out to support and opening a ticket, as that shouldn't happen. And there could be other issues that are outside of just you doing it wrong, and it's not even you doing wrong. It could be a communication with the API. It could be internet settings, because this is new and it's new to connecting to VTS. So there's bound to be some bugs. So moving on, I still have just this head of a model. So I'm going to close this. I am just wondering something. Developer full size window. I was hoping to like keep this on top, but what I might do is this. Oops. There you go. So they're side by side, so it's just easier for us to look at everything. So like I said, we just have the head of this model. I want to use the new Miko outfit. I hit the plus sign. What it does is it communicates with VTS, and it will load in a already locked on model portion to the head. And now she's connected. She's moving around. She is not disjointed or anything. It is exactly as you want it to be. To move more stuff, maybe. No, you. So this is how you get it connected to the model. We're going to go more in depth to editing it and transferring over your previous information from the